Yesteryear in Nashville, a journey into the past with the people who made country music history. And now, here's your host, Archie Campbell.
The history of country music is highlighted by some of the greatest instrumentalists of all time, and we'll examine the songs and styles of Nashville's leading musicians right after this message. Music legends that have sprung up through the years have as their subject the esteemed members of AF&M Local 257, otherwise known as the Nashville Pickers. The 2,900-plus union musicians in Nashville are known internationally as some of the finest instrumentalists in the world. Superstars like Paul McCartney and Bob Dylan have made special trips to Music City to record with the Nashville Super Pickers. One of the most popular stories about Nashville musicians is that most of them can't read music. Another is that many of them can play almost any instrument equally well. One thing's certain, and that is their reputation as superb instrumentalists is well-deserved. Many Nashville session musicians have become stars in their own right, like Charlie Daniels, Floyd Kramer, Chet Atkins, Charlie McCoy, and the list goes on and on. Interestingly enough, the very first million-selling country instrumental cut in Nashville was made by a woman. Her name, Del Wood. Her song, let's listen to it now. Del Wood has been called the Queen of the Ivories, and she's with us today on Yesteryear in Nashville. Now, Del Wood, you're getting prettier every day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Is it true that you recorded the first gold record to ever be cut in Nashville?
No, Arch. That was Francis Craig with Near You. I did the first instrumental gold record to be cut in Nashville.
Was Down Yonder country's first million-selling record? I'm talking about country.
No, I don't know about that. It might have been, but I know it was the first instrumental. In fact, speaking of instrumentals, it is the biggest instrumental record for a woman even up to today.
Now, how did you learn to play piano?
Mother and Daddy bought me a piano for my 5th birthday and got a teacher. I took about 3 months, but the teacher thought that it best that we wait until I could read and write, so we waited till I was 8, and then I studied consistently till I was 18. And I love to play music that everybody wanted to hear, and especially in school. My sister, Emily, could take shorthand. The teacher only gave me those exercises and who shot John type material that she prescribed for us. Nobody wanted to hear, and I hated it. So Mama made me do the dishes or practice, so I practiced. But I did do the piano by ear as far as I was able.
Now, Dell, when you made your first record, you weren't in full-time in the business, were you?
Oh, no. I was state civil service doing payroll work and hating every minute of it. But I was playing piano on other people's records, and this is a funny story. If you don't mind, I'll tell you what happened. We used to go upstairs. It was a non-union label. I at that time didn't even know what a union was, and we would go upstairs over this grocery store where they had a studio. It was at the corner of 9th and Ash Street, and there was a grocery store downstairs, and there was this back stairs where you go up the steps, and it was an old storeroom. All they had was a piano, and one little corner was the control room. And I would do this after work, and there would be numerous men and just me. Well, we did this several nights in a row. And there was this one night we were barely into recording when we heard a bang, bang, bang on the door. And we stopped naturally, and we went to the door, and it was the police department. They thought we had a house of ill repute up there. Oh. And if they didn't have a red face when they found that it was recording, that was Nashville's first out-of-the-way recording studio. It was funny. It was so funny.
You got rated for playing the piano.
We got rated for playing the piano. I just can't get over that. I think back, and sometimes I start laughing, and I guess people think I'm crazy, but it was funny.
Hey, that's a great story. Were you born and raised in Nashville?
Yes. I live about 4 miles from the house I was born in. Of course, it's long since been torn down. But
you're one of the very few that was born and raised in Nashville.
Right.
Because most of them came from everywhere else.
Right.
What did you think about the opera and country music when you were growing up, when you were a little girl, you know, in school? And
it's all I ever wanted. I'll tell you another story. Back when I was real little bitty, we had a headphone set. This was even before I was in school. And I would get up out of bed and threaten within an inch of my life, of course it was only a threat, for listening to the Grand Ole Opry on that headphone set.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard Mr. Theron Hale and his daughters do Listen to the Mockingbird. I later recorded it myself, but I thought that was the prettiest sound I ever heard, and that was when my ambition was born, to one day be a part of the Grand Ole Opry.
How do you think most Knoxville, how do you think most Nashville natives felt about country music when it became known as Music City?
Well, it's really weird. Way back yonder, you and I both remember when a lot of Nashville people weren't too proud of country music. They had their nose in the air, and it was the highbrow stuff, regardless of whether it was music or what else. It was the city of colleges, the city of churches, everything but country music, until it became Music City, USA, and then everybody jumped on the bandwagon.
Now, Dell, men singers dominated the country charts. Was it difficult for female musicians to get back in the charts?
I don't think so. I really don't think so. And yet, maybe I am taking a different approach to it now than I was then, because my real name is Polly Adelaide Hendricks Hazelwood. I took Dell from Adelaide, Wood from Hazelwood, because Dell could be either a man or a woman.
Yeah.
So maybe
Well,
it was.
You had that before the women really broke
Yes,
into
I
the
did.
thing, so they might have thought you were a man at that time.
Yes.
No television or anything.
Well, women buy more, my theory was that women buy more records, having sold records. Women buy more records than men do, and
they buy
they
more.
might be more inclined to buy a record of a man than
They
a
buy
woman.
more of everything than men do, don't they?
That's true.
Dale, weren't you elected an officer in the local musicians union?
The first woman and only woman to have ever been a member of the executive board of Nashville's local 257 Musicians Union.
Well,
I'm
they
proud
have,
of that.
they have some pretty loud arguments down there, and you being the only woman there and a whole bunch of men, I hope you don't get raided again.
At my age, it might be fun.
What do you feel is your greatest accomplishment in country music?
In country music, being a member of the Grand Ole Opry. Always. Because to me, that is the epitome of country music. Without the Grand Ole Opry, there would have been no Music City USA.
That's
Because the labels came here for one reason, and that was because of the musicianship that we had right here at the Grand Ole Opry with these by-ear musicians that were so talented and put feel and heart into it that you can't get off of a sheet of music.
That's
And
right.
this is what made the hits, and this is what attracted them. And if it had not been for the Grand Ole Opry, sorry friends, there'd have been no Music City USA.
Dale Wood, for a long time, men dominated the charts. Now, was it difficult for a female musician at that time when you started?
I didn't feel at the time that it was. I was accepted everywhere I went, and especially with the wonderful guys with whom I worked out of the Opry. And yet, maybe I should reflect back and remember a little bit better, because back when I was first beginning to make records, I changed my name where it would sound like a man.